So, you know, Joe Kennedy, he's running against Ed Markey, Joe Kennedy of the Kennedy clan, who is a fraud. He's a Democrat in name only, or I don't know. He's a Democrat. No, he's definitely a Democrat, but he's not a progressive, and he's not a representative of the people. He's a representative of his donors. So Joe Kennedy is a fraud, 100%. And he pretends he's for you, and he's not. And here's a good example. Joe Kennedy, the third largest recipient of hedge fund money in the House. He has declined to back a bill to close a tax loophole for hedge fund managers and private equity firms. His primary opponent, Ed Markey, has backed the bill since 2015. So that's who Joe Kennedy is. He's no John F. Kennedy. He's no Robert F. Kennedy. He's not even Ted Kennedy. He's... Right? So Joe Kennedy is Newt Gingrich. That's who Joe Kennedy is. Joe Kennedy is a fucking fraud. You want to know also? So this is legit. This is Joe Kennedy's legit Twitter. Is 809,000 followers. Here's what he says. Stephen Miles says, "Why on earth did Representative Joe Kennedy vote with Republicans to give Donald Trump the more usable nuclear weapons that he's disturbingly craving? This is not how progressive champions should be voting." This is Joe Kennedy's official Twitter account says, "You're right. Meant to vote yes."
Oh, my God. This is a grown-up.
It was an honest mistake on my part. There is no need for these weapons. Keep up your advocacy. I'm pretty sure
Oh, my God.
the bare bones minimum requirement for a politician is to know the difference between yes and no. I'm pretty effing sure. I love how he says, keep up your advocacy. Keep up your advocacy, and I'll keep up my excuses. Hey, here's a question, Joe. Should everybody have health care? Yes or no? This is where I get confused. I don't know. Yes or no? Hey, Joe, I'm going to vote for you. Oh, wait, I meant to say I would never in a million years vote for you. Honest mistake. Keep up your advocacy. You're right. Meant to vote yes. Honest mistake. Oh, man. I voted for imperialism again. Doe. Most people like true and false tests in high school, but not Joe. Joe didn't like the true false test. He would fuck it up every time. I mean, who hasn't done the total opposite of what they said they meant to do when it concerns nuclear weapons? Common mistake. It's like forgetting your keys or something. Oh, I voted for nukes. Oh, boy. I voted to give Trump usable nuclear weapons. Oopsie. Where are my keys? I always forget my keys. You know what I would say? Hey, Massachusetts, don't make an honest mistake. Vote for Ed Markey. Here's what I actually said on Twitter. I said, John F. Kennedy, the Cuba Missile Crisis. Joe Kennedy, the clueless missile crisis. Malcolm Fleshner comes through with a great joke. That was the honest mistake joke. That was him. Look at Malcolm. Okay, so there's your Joe Kennedy. That's your Democrat. This is your Democrats. There you go. Ed Markey's also a Democrat, though, so he's not as shitty as Joe Kennedy. Wow.
Like a grown-up really sat there and said, you're right. Meant to vote yes.
Meant to vote yes.
Put it in writing.
Keep up your advocacy. And I'll keep trying to remember how to vote when it comes to usable nuclear weapons. You fucking... Hey, this is the part where I tell you where our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then I would tell you to go join our premium, but nobody has a fucking job. So why don't you just enjoy the video?